3 women vanished from a quiet home. No forced entry, no clear motive. Not a single trace that led anywhere. More than 30 years later, the question remains, how do 3 human beings disappear from inside their own house? Springfield, Missouri, June 1992. A calm Midwestern city. Safe, predictable, ordinary. Graduation week. Students were celebrating the end of childhood, ready for the world ahead. Among them, 18-year-olds Suzanne Susie Streeter and Stacy McCall, lifelong friends. They planned to spend the night at a hotel, then at a friend's house. But the night kept shifting, as nights do. Eventually, they decided to return to the home Susie shared with her mother, Cheryl Levitt, a hard-working 47-year-old. It was late, almost dawn, when they finally got there. The house should have been a place of safety. Instead, it was the last place anyone ever saw them. The next morning, friends came by to pick the girls up. They knocked, no answer. The front door was unlocked. Inside, nothing looked disturbed. It was the kind of quiet that feels staged, too quiet, too controlled. All 3 women's personal belongings were still there. Keys, purses, clothes, even Susie's cigarettes, something she never went anywhere without. Their cars sat in the driveway. Their beds appeared slept in. A small dog wandered the house, restless, unsettled. One detail stood out. The glass globe of the porch light was broken, carefully swept up and thrown away. A small act, but it suggested intention. Someone didn't want to be seen. Phone calls came. One caller described a strange male voice making an inappropriate remark before hanging up. To investigators, the house told a story, but only in hints. Nothing was out of place, nothing stolen, no sign of struggle. 3 people didn't leave voluntarily, but nothing said they were forced. It was as if they met someone at the door and simply walked into the dark. Who were they expecting that night? Detectives traced the girls' movements. Graduation party, another gathering. Then, sometime after 2 a.m., they headed back to Cheryl's house. There was nothing unusual about the night. No arguments, no signs of fear. A friend later said Stacy had promised to call when she got home. That call never came. Police concluded the women likely vanished between 2:30 a.m. and 8 a.m. A short, silent window. One detective later said, if they left that house, they left with someone they didn't fear. The house was described as too ordinary. No overturned furniture, no broken locks. But deeper details raised questions. A TV was left on, static. Clothes lay folded. Cheryl's book sat open as if she'd been reading moments before. Police believe she had been preparing for bed. Her glasses on a nightstand, makeup wiped away, the bathroom clean. The only thing out of order? The missing people. Investigators considered whether the women were taken separately, but evidence pointed to a single moment, a single event. 3 people, 1 disappearance. How do you force 3 adults to obey you without a single struggle? A message was left on the home's answering machine, but it was accidentally erased. To this day, no one knows what it said. Was it a clue, a lead, a warning? The case was already fragile, and just like that, a potential key was gone. Years later, attention fell on Robert Craig Cox, a convicted kidnapper who once lived in Springfield. Cox denied involvement, then later reversed himself. In an interview, he claimed the women were dead and that their bodies would never be found. Then, pressed on how he knew, Cox said, "I'll tell you someday." Detectives had nothing to hold him with. No evidence, no confession, only confidence, the kind that unsettles. Was he telling the truth or playing a game with a grieving family? Tips exploded, hundreds over the years. Dig sites were searched, vacant lots, farms, shallow creeks, nothing. One story suggested their remains might lie beneath a local parking structure. Ground-penetrating radar found unusual disturbances, but excavation was denied. Some believe the case remains unsolved not because the truth is hidden, but because it sits just out of reach in lost messages, vanished evidence, and silence from someone who refuses to speak. Families were left without answers. Photos in frames, birthdays passing, unopened college letters. Their home on East Delmar Street was eventually torn down, as if removing the building might erase the memory. But memories do not vanish with walls. Police still receive tips, rare, faint echoes of a case that refuses to rest. Some believe the killer was someone they knew, someone they trusted at the door. Others believe the truth lies buried, forgotten by time. 3 women, linked not by blood, but by a single night, and an ending that no one saw coming. What happened inside that house? Were they taken quickly or quietly convinced to leave? And who carries the weight of that silence? Today, the Springfield Three remain missing. No arrests, no confirmed suspects, no trace. Just absence, and the questions it leaves behind. So I'll ask you, how do 3 people disappear without a sound? And who still knows the truth?